Hi, welcome to Fusion Beads. Today I'm going to show you how to make our leather Luxe bracelet. First you'll need size 11 matte blue slate permanent galvanized seed beads, 4mm metallic light green suede fire polish beads, 3x5mm opaque green luster Rulla 2-hole beads, 8x5 matte metallic leather 2-hole GemDuo beads, 17mm antique brass pewter round leaf button, 1 yard of 1.5mm leather cord, green Wildfire Beading Thread, an English beading needle, hypotube cement, and a U-pin to hold the cord down while working and keep your tension tight. I went ahead and put my button onto my cord and I centered it on the leather cord so both ends are running parallel with each other, and then I tied an overhand knot and I pulled tight so it sits right up against the button. And then I just want to take my U-pin and secure it to my beadboard. So I threaded my needle and doubled it over and secured it with an overhand knot at the end. And then I secured the thread to my cord using a lark's head knot. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick up one seed bead and thread it behind the cord, so it lays in between the two pieces of cord, and then go back over the cord, through the bead, and over the other. And pull tight. You want it to rest right close the knot. Now I'm going to do the same thing with 2 seed beads, 3, 4, and 5. And I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see I have my first 5 rows here. 1 seed bead, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now I'm going to go ahead and add 1 Rulla, 1 seed bead, and 1 more Rulla bead. And it's through the first hole of the Rulla beads. I'm just going to go underneath. And pull tight. So they sit right next to that row of 5. We're going to go back through that first hole of the Rulla, the seed bead, and then that first hole of that other Rulla over the leather. And then with this one, you're going to go back under the leather through that second hole of the Rulla bead. You're going to add 1 seed bead. And then go through the second hole of that second Rulla bead underneath the leather. And pull tight. And you're just going to go over the leather and back down that second hole through the seed bead and that other second hole. And pull tight again. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do 3 rows of 5 seed beads, another one of these Rulla rows, and then another row of 3 rows of 5 seed beads. And I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I stitched 3 rows of 5 seed beads here. I did the Rulla and seed bead row here, and then 3 more rows of 5 seed beads. And so now I'm going to go ahead and add the GemDuos. So you want to do the first hole of 2 GemDuos, just like that. Go under the cord, pull it through, and you're just going to go back, down, and through that first hole over the cord. And pull tight. And then going under the cord, you go through the second hole of that first GemDuo. And then you want to add 2 more GemDuos. So you'll go through the first hole, 2 more GemDuo beads. Bring those down. Go through that second hole of that second GemDuo from the first row. And then pull tight. You can see they just sit nicely right in between those first guys there. Now you're going to want to go back down through that second hole of that GemDuo. Oops. The first hole of those 2 GemDuos we just added. Can be a little tricky. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then through that, after you get those first holes, go through the second hole of that first GemDuo added. It just anchors it down nicely just like that. And now again we're going to go under through that second hole, adding 2 more GemDuos, going through the first hole, and then through that second hole, that last GemDuo, underneath the cord, pull tight. Oops. There you go, and that's just going to lay in place just like that. And again, we're just going to go through that second hole of the GemDuo here in that middle row, through the 2 first holes of those last GemDuos added, and then through the second hole of that last GemDuo from the previous row, behind the cord, and all 3 rows just laying nicely like that. So now what we want to do is go, oops, it's got to be over. Okay, so we go under the cord, through the second hole, that last GemDuo, and then we're going to add 1 4mm fire polish bead. And that's just going to sit nicely right in there, in between these 2 guys. So then we go through that second hole, that last GemDuo bead. Under the cord, pull tight. And to secure it, just go back down through that second hole of the GemDuo, through the 4mm fire polish bead, and then through that second hole of that GemDuo bead, over the cord. Okay, so now we're just going to create the other section and mirror that. So what you want to do is go through the first hole of a new GemDuo bead, oops, under the cord. Okay. and go through that same 4mm fire polish bead. So it's just going to sit right like that. And now we're going to pick up one more GemDuo, go through that first hole, under the cord, and then to secure that in place, we're just going to go back down through that first hole of the GemDuo, through that 4mm fire polish bead, and then through that first hole, that first guy there. You can see it just kind of comes to a point right there in the middle. This is where we're just going to add one more. Oh, we're going to, we're going to add, go under the cord. So it's a little different than this side. You add one GemDuo, and then you go through these 2 second holes of those last GemDuos added. Just like that, and then you're going to add one more GemDuo, go through the first hole, under the cord. It's going to lay just like that. So then you go over the cord. We're going to go through that first GemDuo hole, going through the second hole of these 2 GemDuos from the previous row. I like to do it one at a time instead of trying to find my way through all of them at the same time. It's just a little bit easier that way. Okay, and then this last, first hole of that last guy, make sure you go over the cord. Oops. Okay, got stuck there, and pull tight. And it just comes to a nice point, just like the first one. We're going to add one more row of GemDuos here. So we're going to add GemDuo, the first hole from that guy, under the cord, go through the second hole, the previous GemDuos, okay, second hole there. Okay, and add one more GemDuo going through that first hole, under the cord. Comes to a point just like that. And then we go through that first hole, that GemDuo, through the 2 second holes of those GemDuos from the previous row. And then that first hole, that guy, go over, make sure it's over the cord, pull tight, and just like that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do at this point is from these 3 rows of 5 seed beads, the Rulla section, 3 rows of 5 seed beads, and then this whole section here, I'm going to repeat that 4 times, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now you can see that I've done 4 more sections from here to here. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then what I did is I did one more section just like the previous ones, and then for the end it's just repeating this same thing here at this end, just the opposite direction. So you're going to add one more row of the Rullas, and then you're going to go from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rows instead of the 1 to 5 at the beginning. So then once you've tapered down and you have your finished length, you just want to knot your thread. So to finish off the thread, you just want to pass the needle under the left cord, and you knot around the bead. So you just pull that over and pull tight. It creates a knot right here at the end. You can always do one more knot if you'd like to just secure it. I like to do 2 just to be safe. So go around that bead. Oh, pull tight. Okay, so now you just want to trim the thread close to the knot. And then you're going to just, after that point, you're just going to dab some glue. And I like to use Hypo-Tube cement. And I'm just going to skip that step just to show you the last steps to add the slit for the button. So to do that, you just want to make an overhand knot right there at the end with this cord. You just want it to be nice and close to that last seed bead. Okay, and then to figure out the length to the next knot, you just want to hold these two ends of the cord together and put the button through and just measure. It's about right there, and you don't want it too snug, so you want to leave a teeny bit more room for the knot so the button can go through nicely. Okay, so then you go ahead and just hold that in place. Tie your other knot. Pull tight. There you have the opening for your button. And then you just want to cut the extra cord, making sure to leave about a 1/4 inch tail here at the end. This bracelet will be about 13 inches, and it's a double wrap. It will just like that. You can find this bracelet, as well as many others, at fusionbeads.com.